Hi, welcome back. This is Seewing Yee from the Year Real Estate Network, and I'm going to go over a follow-up, a deep dive on the amazing Sherman, Texas housing market. So, my title is Sherman, Texas Semiconductor Workforce and Housing Impact. And of course, we're gonna relate that to this amazing silicon chip manufacturing, Texas Instruments plus global wafers. All right, so let's take a very, very deep dive. Of course, many of you already have digested our other uh, North Texas investment opportunities, including Sherman. So this is a really, really a deep dive. So yeah, so Texas Instrument, $30 billion plus multi-fab investment. Also, Global Wafers as well, not just Texas Instrument silicon wafer facility, one of the largest new U.S. semiconductor hubs. Of course, I'm going to go over very briefly what's going on at DFW for the foreseeable future. As you can see, Texas is catching up with California in terms of total population in the next several decades. This is just absolutely amazing. And I've been doing real estate investing for more than 2 decades, and it's just as very rare. I've seen a real estate market poised for some amazing, amazing future growth. And real estate investors are poised to do well if you take action, that is. So there are three amazing counties in North Texas, DFW Metroplex, which is Grayson, Collin, and Hunt County. So today I'm just going to talk about Grayson County, where Sherman, Texas is located. Again, for the past few years, as you can see the statistics, this area of Grayson County has amazing growth in the past few years. Even nationwide, the real estate market has been kind of stagnate, but not in DFW, North Texas. As you can see by the numbers, you can feel free to, as always, feel free to pause the screenshot to digest those numbers because I don't limited time and I want to go over the big picture. So Sherman, Texas is really you can call it Silicon Prairie, the new Silicon Valley. Look at the semiconductor plants right here, propelling Sherman into the high-tech future. As you can see, amazing, amazing transformation, infrastructure, and Silicon Prairie growth. All right, so here it is. TI and Global Tech, Global Wafers. Look at all the jobs and all the billions in investment. Along with that, overall sh amazing housing shortage, as you can see by all the stats. There's a shortage of housing, demand is greater than supply, and this is the kind of property you can buy through our relationship with our national and local builders. These numbers are just off the chart. Cash flow, new construction in a very good area in Sherman. All right, so I'm not going to go over the detail. You can digest this on your own, but all the numeric, all the metrics really, really looks extremely attractive. All right, so of course we have some builders buy down, rate buy down uh, as well, 1% closing cost credit, and yeah, first year property management is free, which is absolutely amazing. So some of these typical property we offer from throughout each week off market listings, they typically any of these listings, once they come across my desk, they get purchased, they get sold within 24 to 48 hours. That's what's happening right now as we speak, as we begin beginning the year of 2026. It's just amazing. This happens to be a amazing duplex, right? Only a few years new, kind of rare to find a duplex in North Texas, in Sherman especially. So this is the numbers. Again, digest this on your own. this 10-year performance projection. So everything looks very, very attractive. Again, I don't have time to go over all the details, but it's all about long-term investing. And this is this past week's off-market listings in Sherman. Look at the numbers, very good cash flow, 25% down payment typically. Very, very desirable. Again, all the numbers really, really checks off. It's an excellent A- class location. So very, very desirable, and they go very, very quickly. As you can see here, all the amazing builders incentives, which is absolutely mind-boggling. We don't know how much longer these amazing builder incentives gonna exist. As I mentioned, once again, digest this number your own. First year, fifth year, 10th year projection only, right? It's not a guarantee, but all these numbers looks great. Positive cash flow, cash on cash return, cash flow, 3-year exit option, which is a very, very important. We'll go over that in other episodes. It's all about just using the potential equity in the next 2 to 6 years. Based on the projected growth, you can cash out, refinance the equity to buy more properties. Basically, only in this market, this type of opportunity exists. All right, another property very, very close to Sherman, which is like 10 miles below Sherman and up and coming boomtown, Howe, Texas. Again, these are very limited offering we have from time to time. When they come across my desk, like I said, they get bid up by investors and very, very quickly. But the numbers really works, excellent rental market, the whole 9 yards. And here are the breakdown, here are the numbers. Everything looks good, as you can see. And another Howie, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Howdy, folks. Howie, Texas. Up and coming boomtown. So a lot of people have not heard about it, but but you will. All right. So look at this rental price ratio, 1950, almost 2 grand. Almost 1% rule, right? Who said 1% rule does not exist anymore? Anyway, good cash flow, and what more can you ask? The pro forma shows all the details uh, for you to digest. All looks very, very good, exceed the pro forma projections, obviously. So now let's go over in deep dive on the workforce growth, the people coming in, the workers coming in to work for these high-tech companies here in Sherman. So the workforce influx are as follows: 3,000 high-income tech workers and engineering jobs. Along with that, 13,000 additionally indirect and support jobs, equal give or take 16,000 total new workers converging into Sherman, Texas, which the city populations have only 50,000 people. Just do the math. Income profile, this is absolutely amazing. Income profile, tech workers, engineers, 100 grand to 150 grand plus. Then you have the next tier, technical specialists making 70 to 100K per year. Then you have management and the senior roles, 120K to 180K. So what does that mean? Equal strong buyer and luxury rental demand. So as prospective landlord, turnkey, mom and pop investors that you are, this you can benefit from participating in this growth in this market. So support workforce, typically manufacturing and operations, 50 to 70K per year. You have the trades and logistics, 45 to 65K per year. Service and retail, 35K to 55K. And so the primary renters and entry-level buyers, these are your source of renters on the property we just mentioned. People, renters are paying you potentially $1,950 to $2,000 monthly. They are this type of rental profile, right? And these are the people will, in a few years from now, they will probably going to become primary homeowners, right? But for now, they are going to occupy your great rental property if you were to take action and purchase now sooner than later. All right. So this is the we also, you can pivot into a co-living situation from the property you purchased today for long-term rental. And we'll talk more about this in the future. The co-living model could work in Sherman, Texas, but for now, you're buying a typical 3 to 4 bedroom property around 250K. Later on, you can convert from 3 to 4 bedroom to 6 to 7 rentable rooms. And if you charge per rent per room, do the math. Your gross rent could be this range, $5,000 or more. Right now, you're renting for 1950 per family, per unit, okay? So just goes to show you the ability to be very, very flexible um, on your property you might purchase here. Strong demand from workforce, logistics, and healthcare and service workers will make this co-living model work in the future, a few years down the line, down the road. And not necessarily in Sherman, but the surrounding area, the other boom towns very close by. We have larger new construction models available from time to time. This particular model happens to be in another boom town, like 10 to 50 miles from Sherman. Uh, at that time, a few weeks ago, we were offering this for 5 bedroom, 3 bath, new construction for 1,800 square foot. Is that amazing? At that time, or a few weeks ago, was 221K. This number is just simply absolutely incredible. Such a low cost price home. The square footage is so much. For now, you could rent it out for annual lease, right? Annual renewable lease. Who knows? In the future, you could convert this property potentially, if you want, into co-living investment model, which I briefly discussed. So let's get back to the rental housing supply. Again, this is I pulled this information from various sources. This is just projections. 6,800 existing rental units, 1,800 units are under construction. Average rent is 1,200 to 1,300. So short-term shortage is likely, okay, in Sherman, Texas, moving forward. And then you have the ownership supply, people moving to Sherman, the higher income people, they have the motivation and the means to afford a typical medium price home in Sherman, Texas, around 270 to 310K, which is amazing because the national medium price of a typical single family home is around, in the low 400K. So further, Sherman, Texas will have limited active inventory, right? So demand is greater than supply. What does that mean? That means it will put upward pressure on home prices. So limited active inventory, give or take 4,000 lots are planned by the developers and the builders in the Sherman, Texas area. However, the supply lags the amazing monumental job growth here in Sherman, Texas. So, and economics 101, demand versus supply gap. Job growth far exceeds near-term housing delivery. Rentals tighten first. Entry-level homes appreciate the fastest. That's why we are promoting this type of new construction home in Sherman in the low to mid 200K, which is absolutely incredible. So you buy just lower entry level homes, your homes will appreciate faster than higher price homes in the DFW Metroplex for that matter. Market implications, we expect rising rents and prices because there are more renters than there are available homes to rent. There'll be high absorption of new construction, strong case for build to rent and workforce housing. A lot of Wall Street types, invitation homes, and the other hedge funds, Wall Street, Invitation Homes, BlackRock, right? These huge institutions, they are moving into DFW. They are targeting these type of homes, single family homes from the builders. So you're gonna get a lot of competition right now, as a matter of fact. So you as a small mom and pop landlord, you're competing against big bucks from Wall Street. The hedge funds are targeting this type of homes from the builders and developers. They are doing it a build to rent investment model, which has been around in the Sunbelt markets for several decades, especially after the pandemic boom. I mean, after the housing crash crisis back in 2008. So, yep, that's right. Hedge funds, Wall Street, they are coming after this very, very desirable and limited inventory. Uh, I just mentioned the single family home new constructions at the low entry level price point. All right, so just give you a word of warning. If that does not give you some urgency to take action sooner than later, then I don't know what will. So the strategic takeaways is multi-year housing undersupply here in Sherman, Texas, durable employer anchor demand, early positioning, benefits investors and developers, investors like yourself, mom and pop, investors, this is your chance. Okay. So again, my system, the Universal Network, we have this kind of infrastructure and the system and process and procedures in place. It has took me decades to develop our system. We have access to off-market inventory no one else has. We have all the resources no one else has. So at the end of the day, you have three options: do nothing, do something, or work with us. All right, so just contact me for a complimentary consultation. At the end of the day, live your life on your own terms. And here's my contact information, just so you know. So here's my recap. Okay, this kind of inventory, I mean, the builders just could not build enough to meet the demand. We're talking 3,000 highly paid high-tech workers coming to work. Okay, the plant is already open recently, right? Texas Instrument, Global Wafers, their doors is open. So workers are migrating into Sherman, put upward pressures on homes. So there's a lack of homes to buy and to rent, and there are too much supply. So just do the math, right? So uh, yeah, so the homes we have, the off-market opportunities that we provide, is only a few of them. They get sold very, very quickly. So if you're extremely motivated, if you want to take advantage of this buyer's market environment right now before the spring 2026 comes around, then and what have you, you can right now there's a less competition and but not for long. So this is a time to strike because these inventories will be gone and the prices will be bid up for the foreseeable future. That's pretty obvious. All right. So contact me if you're extremely motivated, if you have the ability to take action immediately, and I will put you on my VIP list to take advantage of the very limited weekly off-market investment opportunities we have within our network. All right, thank you so much for your time. This is Seewing Yee from the Universal Network. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.